Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Who Asked Me podcast. I am joined fresh off of work for the both of us
Woo!
by Mr. Kendrick Tucker.
Hi, thank you for having me as always.
How you doing, boo?
Well, it's it's just one of them days. It's one of those days where you get on threads and people are talking about R.I.P. Cicely Tyson. It's a lot going on today. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, what?
Yeah, R.I.P. And she died in 2000, what was it, 2021? And
Oh,
Garcelle reposted and she said, R.I.P. Queen. I said, I know you fucking lying. What is going on the internet today? That's why Threads is my favorite place because you just never know what you're gonna see on there.
so
Yeah.
not this being how I found out. Because I don't think I knew that.
Yes,
I
this
don't
like
I don't think I knew that Cicely Tyson was no longer with us.
January 28th, 2021.
Then what the fuck is Garcelle posting that today for?
No, she reposted somebody. Hold on, let me find it because I said me and Cara Berry have been texting about this all day. For some reason, it was the funniest shit in the world to us. And she had reposted. All I saw was RIP Legend. I'm like, oh Lord, who done died? Somebody had grabbed this like screenshot from the shade room, Debbie, and
Oh.
it said, TSR take a moment. Iconic actress Cicely Tyson has passed away at 96. And someone said, a legend has left us. Baby, you live a life that many of us admire. Thank you so much, Miss Tyson. And Garcelle reposted, that's the only way we saw it. Garcelle reposted and said, RIP legend. Everybody in the comments like, wait, what? what what happened now? It's a lot
Garcelle.
going on.
I
It's a
mean,
lot
you
going
can say
on.
RIP to a legend at any time. You know, somebody who I always forget is no longer with us, is DMX. I always forget DMX is dead.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
be
like,
feeling like what's feeling like Stacey Dash. Like, yeah.
oh, oh my God. Okay, there's been so much to come out of Bravo this week. I don't even
Goodness.
know. I don't even know. So first things first, apparently Jen Shaw is going to be out of jail by Christmas.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Heather, you better learn how to fight.
Hello? Because the sentence kept getting reduced and reduced and reduced. And then next thing I know, she gonna be out by Christmas?
So you scammed your way in jail and now you scammed your
Scammed your
way
way
out?
out.
That's wild to me. Like you need to teach a class at this point. I'm not gonna
Hello?
buy it because you're gonna steal my money, but
That part.
still, like teach a class.
Hello? Speaking of people who scam their way into jail, Mia Thornton.
Ooh, baby.
Now,
Mm,
were we shocked when we found out Mia got arrested? No, not at all.
mm-mm,
Um, I
mm-mm.
mainly was more shocked of the action the housewives and previous housewives were giving the Atlanta Hartsfield airport because Portia had an incident in the airport or
Yes.
on the plane that then caused her to be questioned in the airport. And honestly, Portia, we on your side. We on your side this
Yes.
time because as soon as I heard that recording from that lady, I said, "Oh, never mind."
Oh, she was nasty with the cop immediately. I said, "Oh, you a bold one."
I
And
said,
you
"I know
know
what
how I
you
know you
are."
bold? Because you can do that to somebody in the airport that's a
Mm-hmm.
police officer. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I said, oh, never mind. Portia is innocent this time.
Yep.
But back to Mia. Mia was arrested in the airport. She had a warrant out for her arrest because she was
Yeah.
renting an apartment from a woman who lives in China. And she moved out in the middle of the night, stealing this apartment was furnished, by the way. So she moved in with no furniture. However, she moved out with furniture, and that is against the law because that furniture does not belong to her. She also took the woman's TV that was worth about $650. And if you are a TV connoisseur like me, that is a pretty big device. In
Mm-hmm.
the video, you can hear her saying that she needs to call her roommate. Why Mia, a grown mother with three children, has a roommate
Girl.
is beyond me.
Are her and Bobby Valentino still together?
That was not the roommate.
Oh,
Yeah.
how tragic.
Some man named Jared.
Oh, okay. Well, hi, Jared. This is why, normally a lot of us, I wouldn't just say myself, a lot of us will put out emergency episodes when something really big, like an arrest, happens in the Bravo verse. I didn't even consider it this time. Like when
No, this is an emergency episode. No.
no, when Karen went to jail, emergency.
Yeah.
When Wendy got those charges, emergency. Like we all like
Mm-hmm.
jumped on the mic. When I saw that about, I think you would have. No, my friend Sydney has sent it to me because like I was like in meetings all day, and I saw
Mm-hmm.
that, and I was like, oh, that must be why the group chat is jumping because I saw the
Yep.
group chat. I was like, what is going
I
on?
sent
And
it to
so
the
I,
group chat with the Paul
yes,
Revere.
yes, and so I finally clicked on the video, and I said, oh, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I feel if
Well,
not today, then tomorrow.
yeah.
One of the
And
two.
then her ass, they said, we're arresting you because of the warrant, right? She said, yeah. Yeah, she said that. Because I like to watch my videos multiple times. So I
Yes.
watched it on my like third or fourth watch. I realized he said, about the warrant. She was like, yeah. And then
Listen,
somewhere in there, she was like, I need to call my roommate, like so we can go to the storage unit because this is just enough. They were emailing me.
Mia, please. Do you know how? I'm not even gonna say crazy. Do you know how bold you gotta be to have a warrant and try to fly through any airport? First of all, you hell through Charlotte, but through Atlanta? Oh, you a bold one, baby. You ain't got
Hella
a fear
bold.
in the world. And
No.
oh, you a true Atlanta girl. I gotta say that
Hello?
because woo woo.
Hello?
Wow, that's insane. Bobby, what you gonna do? Go get that lady out of jail.
Well, listen, so one of my other group chats, when she was like, call, because somewhere in there she said, call Gore, something about call Gordon. And one of my other
Open that
group chats
girl.
was like, where's the short one? And I said, where is Bobby Valentino? And they were like, no, the other short one. I said, oh,
DJ Ink.
shit. I said, I forgot about Ink. Ink is
Girl.
forever. Okay.
Oh
I
Lord.
said, I forgot about him. Where is
Hold
he
on.
as well?
Let me cause let me look. What's DJ Ink real name? Hold on.
Oh, I don't know.
Cause now I got to
Couldn't tell you.
what is DJ Ink real name? Cause if his real name Jared, I'ma scream. Oh, it's Oliver. Okay.
The way I held my breath for a second, I was like, wait, because
I was about to scream.
how you get Oliver from me? I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. But yeah, the doing nothing to dispel the Real Housewives of Prison. It's like,
Oof.
you know, Karen Huger has made her debut back into society after being locked up. She was at BravoCon. She got a standing ovation, which is kind of weird. And she has been all over Instagram this week. She is back in glam. They are putting her wigs on, her face
Girl.
is on. She is strutting. I'm interested to see what Karen has to bring us. I really am.
I'm very anxious for this one-on-one sit down with her and Andy
Mm-hmm.
because one thing about Karen is two things she's not gonna do. Let's take accountability
Mm-hmm.
and that be the bigger person. Like she's not
Right.
gonna be the one to admit, like, oh no, she'll probably say I had a drinking problem or I had this and that, but
Right.
she's not gonna talk about all the things around it. She's gonna give you
No.
just enough. We're not gonna get a
Mm-hmm.
true peek into her life, what caused this, all of that. So I'll be anxious to see how long it takes the Grand Dame to make her return, not Karen Huger.
Right, right, right,
Mm.
exactly. There was something else. There was something else Bravo related. Oh, did you see Robert Jr. just got arrested
I
again
did.
and
And
he
after
bit a
watching that
cop.
episode, damn.
Yeah, he bit a cop and tried to break in through the doggy door.
You know what? What in the Scooby Doo was going on? Like, I don't. What do you mean? This is insane to me that people are really in the age of 2025, and we all have eyes. We see what all is going on social media. I understand that there's definitely fuck ICE. It's definitely fuck the National Guard that's here. It's fuck
Mm-hmm.
everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But to try to bite one and think that they'll be like, you know what, you black is cool. That's crazy. Like I don't know what's going on. He must really hate them in-laws. And you know
It
what? Okay.
okay, when that I saw in-laws, I said Mary's in-laws.
Hmm.
And then I was like, oh, I forgot he's married, but I don't know what's going
To that
on
girl.
with him and that girl. Like if they're not together, or what do they call that? Estranged. I was once estranged.
Right.
So I should know, but yes, estranged. Yeah, so praying for Robert Jr. That is very sad. Hopefully there's
Yes.
not a relapse in the mist here. I do remember what I was going to say.
Oh.
There was an interview that Angel did with Claudia Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Where it looked like she was reading off note cards when she was delivering her reads.
Yikes. Oh boy.
She
Baby,
where
this ain't for you.
she called herself the quintessential housewife. And listen, she is a housewife. She is the queen. She is a wag. Girl, I don't know why we need to keep
Yes.
explaining this to you. You are a wag. Wag. W-A-G.
Still married to your
Okay?
husband.
You
Still
are a
making business
wag.
moves with him. Like, yes, you got the kids, everything.
But
Yes,
as far
absolutely.
as a housewife, like a real housewife, you are not.
Uh-uh.
You are a
No.
terrible one.
I'm gonna
Okay?
tell you. When I think like quintessential housewife, and I know she had a hard fall from grace, but I think early years Jennifer Aiden. Jennifer
Yeah.
Aiden, we didn't know
Yeah.
who the hell she was. She was
Mm-hmm.
just this uber rich ass woman married
Yep.
to this man with all these accolades, took
Mm-hmm.
care of the kids, raised them amazingly because all her kids like
Mm-hmm.
very well respectable, funny, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she got in the mix on
Yep.
the show.
Yeah.
That's a quintessential housewife.
It is.
Angel, you are somebody I would have been like, oh, she looks great on paper. But then once we put you on film, I would have been like, oh, yeah, she could be a guest. Not even a friend of, she could
No.
be a guest, but
No. No.
nothing else. We don't, mm-mm.
Watching her
Mm.
deliver those lines on that Claudia Jordan interview, and she what was she talking about? She was talking about Ashley and how Ashley has no storyline. Everything she was saying was correct, to be fair. She when she was trying to read Ashley, and that's my thing,
She was
Angel.
literally reading
Literally,
Ashley,
I said,
literally.
Angel, how are you correct in what you're saying? And I don't want to hear it. And she said my thoughts to a T exactly about Ashley Darby. But I was like, see, even when you say in my feelings, I have to disagree because you're a loser.
Like it's crazy that you are whacking the most whackable person on Bravo because we all I mean listen, I think the girls over in Potomac, they all do the mess and I love them for
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But Ashley is easily one of the most whackable people on TV. How are you
Literally.
whacking the most whackable person on TV and we wind up whacking you? That's crazy. You missing every opportunity you
I
got. It's
just
given to you on a platter.
I honestly, let me see if I can pull it up so the people can hear it because I was cringing.
Oh, it's
I
bad.
was cringing. I was like, oh, this is awful. This
It
is
truly.
awful.
Now I
Uh,
will say she looked good at BravoCon. I was like, "Oh, that's good. You think you coming back again? That's funny."
who?
Angel,
Well, she's a cute woman.
right? Beautiful. She looked like dressed good. She knows her body.
Yeah,
Body
she's
was
not
key.
ugly.
Right.
Didn't nobody say she was
Because
ugly? Where did I
my
see that at?
And you know what? In my mind, you would at least like. I know we all like. We listen. Heather Gay, Kiarna, they're all big losers. But at least Kiarna has kind of carved her way into that show to where, like,
Mm-hmm.
if she gets brought back, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. She's ingrained in the people. Every episode, she arguing or having a disagreement or doing whatever with somebody, or she's rubbing that man's feet. Insane, but she's doing a lot of stuff. So that makes sense. But Angel, you ain't even going that route. You like crying on the phone to your husband every episode. Like, what we doing now? And I was sticking beside her for a long time. I was really trying to.
You were?
I know I really was. 'Cause I was like, you know what? I like what she gives. She's kind of like, she looks good on paper. Maybe she'll come out of her shell.
Mm-hmm.
No, it just, I'm all about giving Housewives 2 seasons to blossom.
I am
I
too.
don't,
I am
yeah.
too. I am. The only
Hmm.
two housewives that I was fine with, both in Beverly Hills, Anne Marie and whatever that other lady is. I
Oh,
always forget her name.
Jenkins.
Sure.
Yeah.
Her. The one with the gay twink
Yes.
husband. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hit the
She
high note. Yeah, that one.
her. Okay. I was fine with those two. Angel,
Yes.
I'd probably be fine with Angel having one season as well because it's
Yeah.
just I can't even find the video, and it's bad when I get bored looking for the video. Like everything surrounding Angel is boring, and that's fine. That is
No,
fine. Okay.
anybody else, like had it been like an actual read, other pages would have reposted it. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
We were reposting it because it was like, Angel, babe, how did you even mess this up?
Right.
It's starting to give me like secondhand embarrassment at this point watching, so we need to cut it out. The only thing I wanted to
Truly.
talk other thing I wanted to talk about before we get into Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, because that's why we are here,
Ooh.
is did you see that Madison from Southern Charm and Cy from New York had like a little tete-a-tete?
Oh, baby. That's something I can rant and rave about. Shout out to Raven. That's something I can
Shout
that's
out to
something I
our
can
girl.
right. That's something I can rant about literally that kind of pissed me off. I'm
No,
not gonna lie.
it start when listen, when she first said it, she was like the meanest girl I've ever met. I literally said, Madison, you're a bitch. Like I was like, but then I was like, well, I
Full
don't know.
stop.
I was like, I don't know, because so is Psy. So I was like, I don't know. I
Hmm.
was like, I don't, and I'm not there. I don't know what the fuck happened. So I was like, whatever, cool. And then when Psy was like, I don't know you. Not all brown people look the same. I was like, oh, it's funny.
And I,
Okay. And then when somebody put up a picture of them sitting next to each other on the panel, and Madison shared it, was like, there, bitch, checkmate. And I was like, ooh. And then when
weird.
the comment section got super racist after that in defense
Hmm.
of Madison, I said, see, this is why I cannot rock with Madison. First of all, I don't think Cy is the meanest girl that Madison has ever met because, again, Madison's not nice.
Because we've been watching this network for 20 years.
Yeah,
Like, stop
and,
playing in
and
our
neither
face.
is Sai. See, Sai is not nice either. I don't particularly care for Sai, to be
Right.
honest with you. But Sai had a point. Just because I sat next to you on a panel doesn't mean that I spoke to you.
Hello.
And I think that that's Madison's problem. But my thing is, I knew immediately when that Madison was mad about Cy saying not all brown people look alike, right?
Mhm.
And then what do you know? I get on Instagram and I see Madison on fucking Jeff Lewis, and Madison's like, well, when she said what she said after what that not all brown people look alike, and she was like, it was taken to a level. It wasn't.
No, I would argue that you calling her a bitch escalated it to a point where it didn't need to be. Because, like,
It really did.
and my biggest thing about all of this is what you can't do is play in my face. So if
Hello?
you're gonna call somebody the meanest person you've ever met, and you're gonna get mad at them, call them a bitch, do all this kind of stuff, at some point you got to tell me what the fuck she did to you, because
Exactly.
otherwise you're just hyping up a whole fan base of people who don't need a reason to hate a brown person. I'm
No,
just saying.
literally. And Madison, let's not play, babe. Madison is MAGA.
Oh yeah.
Like she has gotten mad at people online about it before for pointing it out. We know
Hmm.
what you are. She also, one of her cousin or some second cousin, distant cousin, was running for something in the state of South Carolina, and she tagged him. And guess what I did?
Okay,
Hit the
look
tag.
it up.
Okay. And then when I got his name, guess what I did? I Googled him.
Hmm.
And none of this is surprising. I don't care, right? Like I'm not gonna sit here and like act shocked that the what the whole pretty much all of the Southern Charm cast is.
Right.
But girl, you're more mad that she insinuated that you may think she looks like all of the brown people. And again, what did she do to you? And again, I don't care if because I don't care for Cy. I don't care if Cy was rude to Madison. That's not a reason to incite fans on being racist. And then when it gets called out, those same people are like, Cy's the one that brought up race. Bringing up race and being racist are two fucking different things. What are you
Thank
talking
you.
about? Please don't be dumb. Please don't be
Thank
dumb.
you.
Don't
And you
be
know what?
dense.
That you bring up a really good point, because that reminds me of, like, I feel like we live in a world now where people will justify something like, oh, well, you have to be ready for whatever reaction you get or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Fully agree with that, but there's a such thing as an overreaction.
Oh, 100%.
And not only did Madison do that, that white woman that was on there playing with Portia did that.
Oh,
Like, girl,
100%.
if she was playing the phone, like, just ask her, hey, do you mind? It's a little loud. Do you mind cutting it down? Something. You didn't need to get to a point where the feds were called. That's
No,
insane.
because you already know how Karens get. Now listen, I am one, I will
Mhm.
say this. My people, our people, black folks, I cannot stand when we talking on FaceTime without
No,
headphones and playing something on your phone without headphones that is loud. I can't
my
stand that.
mama.
Okay.
My
So
mama.
for whatever reason, it is plaguing our community. However, in the grand scheme of things that are plaguing our community,
Mhm.
our phones being loud and us not listening stuff with headphones on is small potatoes. Like you said, say, hey, do you mind like turning that down or anything? Because I agree, it is airport etiquette, airplane etiquette. It is so rude to have your phone on and not have headphones
Yes.
on, right? In the same breath, how you react to someone having their phone on loud and you can hear it is not what that lady did. Like,
Right.
no, that it actually affected you none. And because I'm going to say this, lady, wear your headphones.
Exactly. And
Everybody on a plane needs some headphones. Okay.
and they didn't like it wasn't like they were in the air and then turned around to bring
Yeah.
them back to the airport. They was to my understanding, people still getting on the plane, they settling
Uh
in,
huh.
all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So I get it. So in my mind, I'd be like, oh, she's gonna put her headphones when it's time to take
Mm-hmm.
off, or she's gonna put her she can't be on Instagram in the sky, so she's gonna put it on
Right.
like something's gonna happen to her. This is a temporary thing.
Right.
But you to me, this is a whole thing of you not
Mm-hmm.
feeling like she should have been in first class in the plane.
Exactly. It is.
That's
That's
what it
all it
was.
is. That's all it is.
Exactly. Weirdo.
That's all it is. But yeah, I was like, Madison, girl, that whole Southern Charm cast, everything I saw from them from this past weekend, I was like, y'all, I don't know if y'all realize that your show is failing right now or what it is, but their attitudes seem to be god awful.
Every single one of them.
God awful. First of all, they need to leave Paige alone. And I'm not even the biggest Paige DeSorbo fan, but it's getting fucking weird.
Right.
What Shep, the way Shep hates Paige is weird.
It's very weird.
It's weird as fuck, okay? Especially coming
Ugh.
from a man that got played by a Jamaican woman
Child.
on TV last season.
Boop, 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 boop.
Bomba
Oh,
clock,
shit.
okay?
Got
Like
that ass.
you what like no, shut up, okay? Miss
Please.
Patricia still saying stuff talking about if a man says he wants to marry and have kids with you, I think is rude. And Paige clapped the fuck back at her and said, maybe I'll just get married 4 times then. I
Period.
actually think it's opposite. If a man, I said, and I wanted to say, Patricia, that's partially your problem. You said
Hmm.
yes to every man that wanted to marry you, and now look at you. All you have is Whitney.
And a moo.
Hello, and
That's
and
it.
a former slave house. But anyways,
Okay.
um,
Ooh, child.
anyways,
Talk about it.
hello. I said, why are you are a grown woman? And Miss Patricia, actually, I catch myself every time I say Miss Patricia, Patricia, because she
Right.
grown and I'm grown and I don't know that fucking lady,
Big
right?
Trish, as a matter of fact.
Hello. Every time Patricia strikes me as the type of old woman that you're old, but and you expect me, you're trying to little girl me, but I'm
Exactly.
grown. Like I
Very. And
always
I
say, I
don't
don't.
know
Hey,
you.
you just took the next point out of my mouth.
Ugh.
I'm grown and I met you. This is what I used to say about my mother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't like to be little girled, right? And it's not like I grew up with your son and you knowing your family. And I got with your son when we were full-grown adults. So you
Hello.
know me as an adult and I know you as an adult. So we are going to respect each other like adults.
Hello. And that's all
Okay.
no ifs, ands, or buts
Don't
about
little
it.
girl me.
Period. Hard stop.
Whatsoever, right? And as I always say, also, I hate to talk about somebody's mama and cuss him out, but I will
I don't mind so much.
because you're not going to talk to me like that. And I'm like,
Period.
Patricia, you're like 80 something. You're on your like second or third facelift, which is not recommended. You need
No.
to save your words. Like, shut up.
So weird. Offering advice to, you know, I think people always think that their generation like is truly the best,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't realize how many lessons we're learning from them on
Yeah.
things not to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a good example of that. Like, girl, why would I ever take advice from somebody that's been married as many times as you? If you can tell me what to try to avoid in a marriage, okay, maybe. Like, you seem good at. I was about to say you seem good at identifying red flags, but clearly not because
No.
again, four. But like,
And
you
Whitney is
got to
her
be so
son.
exactly.
And
Not a
you know
bad.
what? Patricia did this when he broke up with Naomi, when Naomi broke up with him. And I still stand on the side, firmly on the side of I would have broken up with Craig too if I were Naomi. You tell me that you are in law school, that you graduated law school, that you took the bar. And then I
Mhm.
find out that none of that is true. I come home one day and a sewing machine is here
Girl,
and you're making pillows. And I hate when people are like, he got the last laugh. Look at his pillows. First of all, those pillows are ugly, in my personal opinion. And secondly, it's not about him being successful in the pillows. He was not honest. He
you're right.
lied. He lied. They were building a life together and he lied. It's not like he came home one day and was like, oh my God, like I'm really, I've always had this passion of sewing, or I just took up sewing one day and I actually really enjoy it. And I'm actually thinking about XYZ. And from what I hear, he's like the face of that company, but in like a like part owner, but he's not like actually one of those Bravo
Child.
brands that is somebody else behind the scenes and they put the
Cheetah
Bravo
brand.
Liberty. Exactly. But if that would have been how he went about it, fine. But that's not what Craig did. He lied and he lied and he lied and then he gaslit. And when she said, oh, no, I'm not about this, like, you're not going to lie to me, take advantage of me, XYZ, and left, he got the brand to put him in front of, and was, what's wrong with my sewing? It's not necessarily the sewing, it's the lying, the lying, the
Right.
lying,
Like
the lying.
what's not clicking? I'm not getting it.
It's a
It's
lying.
so weird.
If you would have been honest and said, I have this passion that's sewing and I think I want to pursue this instead of being a lawyer, instead of the things that we talked about, and here's the plan, fine.
Right. That would have been now she grossly reacted to that, then okay,
Yeah.
maybe y'all can do this laugh stuff. But the Bravo fandom
Oh
is
my
really
God.
weird about him.
The
The
Southern
women
Charm fandom is
specifically.
really fucking weird. I threaded.
Yeah.
I was like, I literally said the Southern Charm cast is weirdly obsessed with Paige. These Southern Charm fans talking about, and the Summer House cast is not. What about? I said, oh, y'all have me grossly mistaken for someone who gives a fuck.
Right. No, no
I
ma'am.
barely watch Southern Charm.
Hello?
Barely.
I watched through clips on Instagram. I'm not
Literally.
interested.
And the fact I never even watched this episode. The fact that they're expecting Vanita to go apologize to Craig and not
Excuse the fuck out of me.
apologize for what?
Don't piss me off. I know you fucking
You
lying.
apologize for what? And then when Vanita was the only person with some goddamn couth and was like, the time, it's not the time nor place. I'm not going to apologize and have this conversation at Madison's baby shower. They was looking at her like, well, why not? Because I'm not about to
Girl.
be the only nigga up in this motherfucking baby shower arguing with the golden boy Craig. That's why.
Exactly.
So I be needing Vanita to stand up. Say like we got to say something, okay?
Truly. Truly. They almost, you know what? I was about to say they put K Michelle on the wrong cast, but you know what? Let me mind my business, child.
All right,
Let
but
me.
yeah. Now that we have all that Bravo stuff out of the way, and you know what? With our luck, by the time we get off this recording, something else might have happened.
You're right. Right.
The reason I really brought Kendrick here is to talk about the Utah Mormon wives because, Chum, did
Child.
you finish the season?
Oh yes, that
Okay.
weekend.
Okay. Now, and you saw all the material I sent you.
Hmm.
I did listen to Jesse on the Vial Files, and to be honest, it wasn't anything that we really didn't already know. She
We do
did
now. I read your. I was not gonna watch it. You know, me and Nick Vial, we do not go together at all.
me. You know, I
So
cannot stand that man,
I
but I do
know.
it. I
I
do
watched.
it.
I know. I always read your clips from the episodes that we need to
Hmm.
watch. We do need to talk about the refrigerator. I remember something about a refrigerator
Okay. Yes.
that needs to be discussed because I
First
remember
of all,
saying, "Excuse me."
Jesse wants to leave Jordan.
Yes.
Even the way she was talking, I was like, Jesse, but she doesn't want to be divorced twice. And listen, as somebody with one
Mhm.
divorce under their belt, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. However, she has identified her pattern. She
Mhm.
has literally said in an interview, well, if it doesn't work out, at least I tried.
Well,
You're still living in that space. She said Jordan is still holding Marciano over her head,
see.
but he's changed a lot, right? And she even said the more changes Jordan started to make, she started to resent him because she's been begging him to change and be better for 4 years before cameras came around, and now just because there's an audience, he's doing better. She's resentful of it. I said, "Girl, just give up." But
Uh,
the issue is now Jesse, girl. Now I love me some messy Jesse,
yes.
but
Yeah.
she said she was still with her ex. She let her and her ex broke up in September,
Hmm.
and her and Jordan got married in March. And when
Child.
her and Jordan got married, that first child was already born. Jessica.
Hmm.
Jessica.
Hmm.
In September to March, listen, baby, I'm a March baby. I know when my half birthday is. That's 6 months, not 9 months.
Okay.
And if you said y'all broke up in September and that baby was that bare minimum, that baby was conceived before March or before September.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of
The
tussle
math is
rolling
not
going
mathing,
on.
Jesse. The math
Exactly.
is not mathing. And
Yeah.
you saw the article I sent you. She at
Hmm.
first said the baby was the first husband's, and it was set up to where she was going to have to pay him child support.
Yep.
Now, I will say, I really hope she has a postnuptial agreement,
With
Jordan,
Jordan.
but or a
Child, she
prenup
better.
because she would Jay-Z Styles was created while she was still in that first marriage, so he would
Mhm.
have gotten some of that money. I
Yeah.
don't it was already successful by the time she got with Jordan. So
Yeah.
hopefully she handled that, right? We learned from our mistakes, but she said that first husband was emotionally abusive as well. And listen, I like Jesse, and I've said this on
Mhm.
here before. Jesse is quick to go get a nip and a tuck and a surgery. No one who gets that much surgery has high confidence.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I think Jesse like kind of since she'll like be very open about it, it kind of
Mhm.
comes off as she's not that self-conscious, but like, Mama, you had your eyelids slit.
Who?
And she looks great.
Y'all be finding procedures because like what do you even Google to like
She looks
find some shit
great.
like that? Exactly. She looks great. She does.
As
For
someone
sure.
who I do spend a lot of time in the mirror, I like looking good, right?
Yes.
I when she started talking about the eye slits that she did in the nostril tucking, I that knows I don't know this whatsoever, but as long as she did, she like it, I love it. But I
Right.
did. And she has said she goes, it may not bother y'all, but it bothers me. And I'm like, oh, when she says things
Ooh.
like that about her little procedures, I'm like, oh,
That tells you what her mind is doing like
yeah,
24/7. Listen, I do a lot
yeah,
of negative speak, so I understand it. I know what it is, but
hmm,
girl, we got to get a grip on it because what we can't
yeah.
do is let that empire fall to another broke nigga. Like we can't do that. I'm
No,
sorry.
literally. And
I'm
my
sorry.
other thing, she said Jordan quit his job. Emphasis on quit, quit,
That's
quit.
crazy. That's
Quit.
crazy. Because
Not
you
laid
can't just be
off, not fired. He quit. Okay. He's a stay at home
I
dad.
might
And then
okay.
she says, I think his confidence took a hit once he quit his job. I said, then go get another one.
Hello? I'm like,
Go back to
sounds
work.
like a
You're
simple
a
solution.
white man in Utah. Literally, go get a job.
Literally, if won't nobody else hire you, the Mormon church will. Like
Go
you'll be
get a
okay.
job. You
Weird.
are in the perfect position to literally just go get a job. I bet you could just go find a CEO to be a company to be CEO of. That's how easy it would be for him.
Absolutely.
So what do you mean your confidence took a hit and you quit? Quit. You weren't
That's
fired. You
crazy.
quit.
Right. It's a whole nother thing if you
Voluntarily
tell us,
left.
right. It's a whole nother thing if you sit up and you tell us, oh, I got laid off from my job, or oh, I they fired me because we were down, like whatever the case is, and then you decide to be a stay-at-home dad, and now your confidence taking a hit. Okay, what you can't do is trick me like you tricking the rest of these people
No.
and saying that, oh, you know what, my confidence is taking a hit because I don't work anymore. Well, get your ass up and go to
Go
work.
to
Like
work.
what why is this an issue? What's not clicking? I'm not understanding.
Get in the booth,
Get
bitch.
in the booth,
Like,
okay?
and
Hashtag lotto. The
what
fuck?
kills me is all of those men have quit their jobs.
They high-fived about it
It
in
makes me
Vegas.
sick.
Like,
Oh, please hold on. I'm about to
girl.
get a stomach ache. It makes me sick. It makes me sick.
I said, I know you lying.
In the words of our girl, Chai, Fly Chai, men must work.
Must.
Men must go to work. Okay. I don't care. And
Mm-mm.
I know that the girls things, they're smashing the patriarchy, they're bringing home more money. Except I don't care.
Mm-mm.
You need to go get, I don't care if you work part-time. You need to
Literally.
go get some
And
work. You
it's
need to
not
go
even
get a
about all
W-2.
men, right? It's not even about because some men can absolutely be a stay-at-home dad and not affect their confidence. They
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
They supporting their wife.
Yeah.
This group of men,
No.
get
Not
your
the way
ass
they
up.
act.
Get out of my
Not the
house.
way they act.
You got
Okay?
to go to work. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you need to go find a time clock to punch into.
A true
You
matter
have
of fact.
to.
Hold on, while you talking, I'm gonna look at what's the top industries so I can get them some ideas of
Sales.
where to
I'm
work
pretty
at.
sure
Let's
it's sales out in Utah because I just listened to Chase on a podcast and that was a waste of my life.
see.
But anyways, I so now that the season is out, the podcast is out. Jessie got online crying, talking about she knew it was gonna be hard, but people are being mean to her and to Jordan. Listen, Jessie, I did call Jordan Kalu. I did. I did call him ugly. I'm not taking it back.
He got an odd shaped little head. He do. So
I'm
it's
not taking it back. And I had a lot of people like,
he
if this were a woman, if you were talking about women's looks, people would be up in arms. The world has talked about women's looks since the dawn of time.
hello, and
I
thankfully we talking about a man. So here we
I
go.
don't care. I
Truly.
don't care. There are so many in this. There are some situations, right, where, like I said, Huda from Love Island, USA.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, if this were a man yelling, "You're a bitch," "fuck you" over and over in
Hmm.
somebody's face in the villa at all, they would remove them.
Yeah.
I will like that is like literally the only instance I can think of right now to
Hmm.
where I'm like, okay, yes, if that were a man. And do you know it pained me to say that? I was
Right.
like, fuck. I was like, I
Right.
have to say if this were a man. Besides that, people are so desperate to be like, but if it were a man,
It's insane. It's
even with the
insane.
cheating, because I'm not calling that shit an affair.
No. No. Nobody wants to be with Marciano. Like let's be so fucking serious. So insane. When whoever there was that said when they were trying to trick him into showing up to the meeting, they were like, "Just tell him you like his DJ sets," and they showed that clip of him on Instagram Live doing them. I said, "I know you
I
fucking
must have
lying.
blocked that out
I know
because
you fucking lying."
I'm so like Jesse, girl. We've all done some things, and I've been the way she describes herself, how she was feeling. I've been in there because she said right before the kiss with Marciana kisses, she was like, "I am leaving Jordan. Like I
Yeah.
am leaving him." She was like, "I am getting divorced. Like so, it is what it is." Still. Marciano.
Ugh.
Marcy fucking
Ugh.
ew. He's so fucking annoying and gross. But I I listen, Jordan being verbally abusive, yelling and screaming about closing the fridge because some fridges, if you leave them open, they'll beat. My mom's fridge is like that. And
Mm.
she was like, I still get PTSD if I leave the fridge open. Well, how long you leaving the fridge open?
Why?
But
Right? Because
also
what's going on? Like, what are
that
y'all doing over there?
listen, I've never left the fridge open. I wasn't raised that way. I
Listen,
don't.
you know, black.
My
Your
mom would
mama come
not.
through there, okay?
My mom would not be having that. But
Mm-mm.
and she said at one point he was chasing her through the house. First of all,
I
if
know you
you are
fucking lying.
chasing me, here's my thing about that. We're talking verbal, and I think the verbal abuse is bad enough. Why are you
Hmm.
chasing me? Because when if
Right.
you catch me, what are you gonna do?
Exactly. Now I gotta shoot you. That's all. That's the only,
Hello?
I'm from Memphis. That's the only answer. Now I gotta shoot you. I'm
You
sorry.
you chasing me?
Through
I'm running,
through my house that I bought with this Jay-Z hair money. I know you lying.
and you cannot convince me. Jordan at the end of that season, actually not even at the end, in the middle. Jordan started crunching some numbers and realizing he might have to go get a 2-bedroom apartment
Mm-hmm.
in Utah, and he said, "Let me get my family back." That's why he ended up telling Jesse about Taylor in Dakota's shit. I said, when they was in that
He
car and he said that, I said, Jordan, that's crazy.
literally
That's
sold your
crazy.
boy.
You sold Dakota out to get your wife back because you know
Mhm.
she's susceptible to gossip?
That man said, I'm not driving up that mountain, okay? I ain't doing that bullshit. He said, you know what? I got some tea for you. And tea it was because Dakota quit the damn show. He said, you know what? Fuck it. I ain't here no more. Don't worry about me.
I said,
Mm-mm.
this is a trick that might work on me.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
because I had not seen Jesse that engaged and that interested in a conversation with Jordan until he said that. She was like, "I'm sorry, what?" I said, "The way this man just pulled a Jedi mind trick
A
and was like,
reverse Uno on
it
that
literally
ass.
said, I'm hoping this will bring us closer together." I said, "I know what you are."
Mm-hmm. I see you. We see each other, okay?
To be this person. I said, not enough people are talking about this. This man literally sold Dakota out.
Baby, Dakota could say, I'm not showing up no more. I know you fucking lying. He said, y'all, now I just knew y'all had bigger fish to fry, but y'all threw me under the bus. Oh, no, ma'am. Hell no, ma'am.
Oh, and you know what, Dakota? Before that, he fucked up because before that, I said maybe Dakota and Taylor maybe they need to give it another chance. Maybe they
He
need to
always
try
shows up
again.
with his tail between his legs, and you think he's really doing better, and then you find out some more shit. You like, God damn, Dakota.
What is wrong with you?
Literally.
And then he can never admit that he was wrong. The way
No, never.
he was on TikTok talking about we were on a break. It's not necessarily about the break, it's about who it was fucking with, dumbass.
Right. Wait, let me ask you.
Hmm.
Do you watch The Bachelor and The Bachelorette like ever? Are
Not
you a
really anymore.
Let me tell you
I
something.
saw her
One of the
kissing that black man.
I saw
The
that
N
too.
word is
And
gonna
he
be on Dakota's spirit.
oh for sure. And he looked good too. So then just saying. But let me tell you something. A stunt that they pull all the time,
Hmm.
they they love to wait towards the end of the season and then bring somebody back. Like somebody's like, I can't stop thinking about it. You got to bring me in. Something tells me Dakota's gonna get brought in towards the end of the season to profess his love to Taylor. I got a
No.
feeling, and then he's gonna wind up being one of the final four contestants. They gonna do hometowns where this man, she going to see his house that she done fucked in 50, 11 times. And then I listen, if Dakota winds up making it to the finals, I'm gonna holler.
I can't watch any more of Dakota and Taylor
Mm-mm.
because that scene with her family last year was very bad. But then,
Oh,
like, Dakota, he relies on like technicalities a lot,
hmm,
and that really irritates
that's
me.
a scary person.
Yeah, it really is because and I fear that he like truly does not understand.
Right,
And that's
right.
even scarier. It's not
Hmm.
like, okay, I know what I did was wrong, but I'm just gonna say this because I'm trying to get my girl back. Like I really think that he does not think that anything is wrong with that.
Right. Let me tell you something. It's two motherfuckers that are dangerous as hell in this world. It's
Mm-hmm.
that archetype, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's the motherfucker that relies on semantics to lie to you. That'll sit up and be like, "Well, no, you didn't ask me that. You asked me about this instead." Bitch,
My
you knew what the fuck I was getting
my
at. Don't
ex-husband,
piss
my
me off.
ex-husband.
See
I
that
used to
shit.
listen. That shit makes it could
Woo.
rise my blood pressure right fucking now. It
Cause don't piss me
really,
off.
really could. And
That's how you
then
play on somebody's intelligence, and that's the quickest way to piss me
it
off.
is because listen, as me, I used to be sitting there like, am I crazy?
Right.
I started writing things down because I would be, and then I would
Hmm.
be like, but I don't have a witness. But I don't have. I'd be like, I need a witness, and I was like, why do I need a witness about this shit right here? I don't. Okay,
Right.
I don't. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Right.
Dakota. I'm like Dakota. And the lady, when whoever it was on the phone, I saw, oh God, I meant to send it to you. You know, folks gonna sleuth. Okay.
Oh
I
yes.
saw a picture of who it might be. I was like, this tracks.
Oh.
This tracks. I said,
Oh.
this woman looks like she hangs out with Taylor's mom. And yep, this tracks.
What she had looked at like? Like, did she look good or did she
Mm-mm.
like?
She
Oh,
looked like a 40-year-old Utah woman.
okay. Well,
Like kind of like
like she get
Britney
her
from
face threaded.
like kind of
Oh,
Brit like kind of like a mix between Britney and Lisa Barlow. Yeah.
oh. See, there we go. Threads.
Yeah.
Threads. Okay. All right. All
Speaking of them threats,
right.
you know what? I'm not even gonna because I sent it to the group chat, which she was like, well, Jennifer Lawrence also said threads don't work, but look at my face. I was like,
Ma'am. Ma'am, please stop playing with me. Get out my face.
so anyways, back to the Mormon wives. But yes, Jesse said that why did I say Jason? What's his name?
Jordan.
Jordan. Jordan
Hmm.
was chasing her. He also, when
Sure.
he snatched her phone, how he found out was they were in Vegas. Marciano texted her. They were in line for a reservation. He snatched her phone, ran into the stall. And I said, not
Wow.
him pulling an Ariana Madix.
Right.
And which I am convinced that I think Jordan thought that he was going to get the Ariana treatment. I think he thought that we were going to be
Ooh.
like, "Oh my God, make Jordan start." No,
No, you ain't
no.
hosting nothing, and we don't watch nothing else. So sorry, you just got to stay there, and you got to think about your money and whether or not you can afford to lead that lady.
At least
Okay,
Ariana always had acting plans and just kind of put that shit on the back burner for Pump Rules.
right, right.
Jordan, what do you do? Do you sing?
Nothing. He wears dad talk shirts, is what he
Oh my
does.
God. Let's talk about the amount of dad talk in this season of More Mars because I don't want to see it no more.
Oh baby, they literally are paid actors. Like
Mm-mm.
that's secondary cast. Like they are there. Okay.
I don't want to see it no more.
Mm-mm. I'm
No,
more than good without it.
yeah. And then
Thank God we
also,
weren't subjected to Brett this season. I will say that. I'm so glad. Never need to see his ass again.
I need to see,
Pedophilic ass.
no, literally, I need to see Chase and Brett fight at this
Would love
point.
to see it. Would love to see it.
Because Demi sitting there talking about, I think I retweeted this on Threads. So she kept being like, I don't know what we would call it. What would we call this? What would we call this? Somebody goes, poked. We would call it poked. The word you are searching for is poked. And don't get me
Literally.
wrong, again, I definitely would have said, Chase, don't touch me. Okay.
Right.
Like,
But
there's
you
this,
knew what you were doing, getting your
yes,
husband involved.
there was
Yeah.
this movie called Something Borrowed, I think, and it has John Krasinski in it. And he's so
Mm-hmm.
funny, even though John Krasinski plays like the same character over and over again.
Right, right, right.
And this guy is annoying him, and he's like, yeah, bro, what's up?" And he like puts his arm on his shoulder, and he's like, "Don't touch me, though." That is the response to Chase. Don't touch me. Okay,
Literally.
running upstairs, and she like I said, there's something so Angelica Pickles ish about Demi when she ran
Uh-huh.
up to Brett and was like, Brett or Chase just put hands on me. He just put hands on me.
A
I was
perpetual
like,
victim.
you literally, yeah, don't poke me. Don't fucking touch me. Ew. Get away from me.
What?
And maybe later I would have been like, you Chase get on my damn nerves. His ass poked me and was like, where's Brett? Like, don't
Right.
I would have been like, don't poke me, Brett upstairs.
Right. That was weirdo behavior. But let me say this though, and this is what I was ashamed to say online, but I said it anyway. That final scene that we got, I wouldn't be mad if Chase was one of the contestants going after Taylor's heart on The Bachelor because they kind of look good together. I would hate that for Miranda, but I wouldn't be. I mean, it's drama I wouldn't mind to see.
Miranda don't want nothing to do with that boy.
She don't. She don't.
They do not want nothing to do with that boy. I love Miranda. Taylor is the president of Mom Talk, but Miranda is the vice president, the lovable vice president. Because
Hmm.
when Miranda had to sit there and talk to Demi, I was like, there we go. There we go.
Uh-huh.
And I said that there go because Miranda is an Aries. I said, there goes her Aries. Because if everybody else arguing and stuff, I'm not like really gonna get into it unless like it's like one of my close friends or whatever. But for the most part, like in a group setting, I'll just Like that's between y'all, right? Unfortunate, and I hate when you make me stand up for somebody that I don't want to stand up for. And Miranda did not want to stand up for Chase. She know that man is annoying. She was married to him. She reproduced
Right.
with him. But don't sit here, don't do that. Don't sit here. You not finna sit here and say that the father of my children, in the words of Phaedra, the father of my children
Hmm.
assaulted you, harassed you. No, ma'am.
Can
We
I
not finna
say,
do that.
I don't know if you like forget this a lot too, but I don't know if it's because of like age or like what it is, but every now and then when it's like some of them will say like, yeah, my kids or do like this, I'd be like, what kids? Maybe it's because the
Yeah.
kids are just we're used to Housewives where the kids are like almost
Mm-hmm.
like secondary actors or
Yeah.
background actors. Like we're used to like growing up with Aiden and Dylan or
Mm-hmm.
like whatever
Yeah.
the Brooklyn Day, PJ. We're used to growing up with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
They are so like not on the show, which I'm sure is very conscious, but they're
Well,
so used to
yeah.
like not being on the show that like I always forget that they're mothers. Like a lot of the time, like when Miranda was like, "Yeah, the father of my kids," and like that, I was like, "Girl, what?" And I had to remember, like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
people do have children. That's right."
Well, some of them, like Demi's daughter, is not allowed to even be mentioned on the show. And that's
Mm,
because of her, because that's not Brett's child. That's her ex-husband's. Demi has been married before.
yep.
Yeah. And so never mind, I'm not gonna say that. So when they're bleeping out names, they're talking about her daughter, whose name is Maud. Um,
Not Maud.
why you put that old ass name on that little girl?
And then there's Maud. You remember that show?
Yeah. I said, why
Not
the fuck did you put
Maud.
that old ass name on that little girl? Taylor's oldest two kids are not allowed to be on the show. Um,
Makes sense.
who, yeah, like that's because of that.
Does
And
doesn't Layla have kids too? Am
yeah,
I mistaken?
Layla's kids aren't allowed to be on the show. Yeah, she has
Crazy
two
to me.
boys. Yeah. It's
I
because, yeah, it's because of that. And like, I don't disagree. It's not like about that, but I will say, I think a lot of this, a lot of the drama, especially the Marciano stuff, a
mm-hmm.
lot of the, well, Jesse's my age. I know a couple people my age with two children, and she had hers back to back. So
Mm-hmm.
she didn't have kids until she was like 30. So like that's fair. But a lot of them, like Layla's 25, Demi is like 24, and she has
Right.
a child. A lot of them, I think their issues with the drama is that they were forced in this like traditional like motherhood so young, and they are
Yeah.
still feeling like 20 something year olds, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
what I see when it comes to like the whole quote unquote swinging scandal. And much like the whole word affair, the swinging and stuff, we are misusing words
Yeah.
on Mormon Wives, okay? These kids are doing now. I won't say normal things because I ain't never had sex in the same room as somebody. Like,
Right.
I haven't I haven't had, I,
She's trying to figure out what tea she gonna give y'all, okay? Y'all
I
can't know every
listen,
damn thing,
listen.
okay?
I don't think I have. I do not think I have. But if I have, it's
Listen,
somebody was
mhm.
sleeping, and then it was very quiet.
College years,
Yes,
things
yes.
happen,
Yes, exactly. College. Thank you.
You
It was
now
college
look,
years.
I'm a part of a different world, so I'm just gonna be quiet on this one. I'm
Right.
gonna let you
Okay.
talk
So
to
like, but like, I have never like, no, I'm not just gonna have sex in the same room as another couple and yet no one's touching one another. That's not swinging. That's just
Right.
nosiness.
That's
Okay.
voyeurism,
Yeah,
okay?
that's just nosing. I don't know what the fuck to call that. Right.
That's watching White Lotus is what that
No,
is. Like
literally, exactly, exactly.
yeah.
So I'm like, but a lot of these things are because they did this stuff so young and they weren't all the way. None of them are really like Mormon, right? They believe in
Uh-huh.
God, they're spiritual, and they are trying to work through all of these things, but they made these big life decisions so young. And I'm not saying regret it, babies are blessings and stuff. And I know
Hmm.
they love their kids, but they're dealing with all of these things while being parents because they were in the, traditional, quote unquote, traditional mindset so early.
Yep. Very true.
I mean, Whitney is 2 years younger than me. She got more kids than me. Like her kids gonna be grown by the time I had kids. Okay.
Right. And there was one moment, I think you just talked about Taylor having two kids
Mm-hmm.
from a previous marriage. I literally there was one point I think I don't know how the conversation came up this season, but they were like they said something about like who's normally in bed with you or something like that. She was
Hmm.
like, "Well, my kids," and
Hmm.
I heard that S on it. I was like, "Kids," and I had to truly think about it. I was like, I'm so
Hmm.
used to only seeing the one kid with Dakota, I completely forgot
Hmm.
she has other children. So it just goes to show you, like this is one of those shows where we, they're so open, which I appreciate, but
Hmm.
only you can only be so open about like
Yeah.
certain things. Like, this is the sudden strack of it all. Like, look,
Right.
we had to pretend like them kids didn't exist for the first year, and then all of a sudden, like, oh well,
Exactly.
we grown now, so we exist. It's okay.
And I
I
will say
signed the waiver.
this. What I need there, I hope I don't think they're filming a season 4 right now. I need them to never again film another season while they're wrapping up the press for the previous season. Because for the first part of this season, I was confused.
I know it was a
I
lot to
was
handle.
confused because technically we're in season 3 and they're
Mhm.
promoting season 2. We're still talking about season 2 stuff, but we're in season 3. I
Mhm.
thought that we were after the reunion. What was it, like episode 6 or something? When
Mhm.
they said we're filming the reunion, I said, "Now hold on." So I had to walk back some things that I said about Whitney being stupid for trusting Demi cuz I was like, "Oh,
Yep.
okay, never mind, never
Now
mind."
that reunion makes it.
Now,
No,
I
it
do
literally.
still think Whitney is stupid for
Mhm.
for trying to make herself trust Demi because the only reason Whitney is trying to trust Demi is because she does not want to give in. She like, God damn.
She on the island by herself. Sometimes you just want the win, man. You like, well,
Yeah.
damn,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of fighting you motherfuckers. I know all of y'all can't be right all the time. Let me
Right.
have this one thing. Like
Hello.
that's literally what it is.
And I will say this. I understand what Whitney was saying when Demi was coming at me last year, 2 years ago in season 1, and I was on the floor crying. First of all, I still have thoughts about that. Okay, both of y'all still a problem, but
Yep.
right, but we didn't like we are telling you now. We see, and that's I think that's a little bit of my problem with this group
Mhm.
is same thing with like Jen and Zach when they're sitting there when Jordan had that barbecue rented out Jesse's house to have that barbecue and she was he was trying to talk to everybody. Jen and Zach I think were like we wish we would have gotten that courtesy, right? But do and I understand that you wish you would have gotten that courtesy, but don't you also want the group to be better and to not
Right.
do the it sucks that it had to be you that went through that. But don't you or do you really want people to go through what you went through?
Right.
You know what I mean? Same thing for Whitney with Demi. It sucks that we did not see it and that had to be a learning lesson for us. Or we had to see that and then we had to see the patterned behavior instead of just believing you. But if you want to get down to it, your point does stand. And that's why I can't get one because a bitch like me, I'm an I told you so bitch. I'd be like, yeah, y'all saw what she did to me. I'm not going to be like,
Right.
y'all see what she did to me, but I'm going to still kick it with her because I hate y'all. No,
No, that's weird.
it is
Weirdo
weird.
behavior. No, this season was like genuinely just like New Jersey seasons 3 and 4. Like
Mm-hmm.
when they had to stop and they were like, you know what, we got so much content. Can we just film the reunion right now? And they just stopped and they filmed the
Yeah.
reunion. Jacqueline Larita was somewhere laid the fuck out on her bed because she couldn't bother to be,
Uh-huh.
white woman stress child. So she was stressed the hell out on that bed. She didn't bother coming. That wasn't the
Mm-hmm.
one where Teresa had that Christmas dress on. I think that was the one before that.
That
So
was the one before that. That Christmas
yeah.
dress was who's yelling? You know who's yelling.
Yeah.
You know who's yelling.
I think this one was the one where she was like, he wasn't calling you a raccoon
He
face.
was
He was
talking
he
about
was talking about
Kathy.
Kathy.
And then you hear Melissa, Teresa. And Teresa's like, what?
I remember being at home. I was like, well,
You
well,
got Kathy.
well.
To Kathy in them eyes. I said, oh my God. I love when Teresa be saying shit and
A
don't
mess.
realize what she's saying.
Truly. It's one of the best things
Did,
about her,
did you
honestly.
see her and Joe and Melissa done made up?
Child. If they're the most soap opera meeting I never seen before. Them people like, look, nobody is working out. We thought we can make this work without the other. And listen, I think you still can. Y'all just not trying hard enough. Okay, that's what's pissing me
Well,
off.
no, I think no, no, no. I think from what the streets were saying, it was if they had to choose, it was going to be Melissa.
Yep,
Yeah,
I heard that too, which
and
is
Teresa was like, "Oh, hell no."
right. So weird.
Yeah.
But then the thing was, see, I think you noticed at first when Teresa was putting all that out there, they were not receptive. But
Mm-hmm.
then once they started testing with some groups, they were like,
Yeah.
oh, it turns out, just like everyone in America says, Melissa is entertaining on her own. We might need something else to happen. And now, then all of a sudden, Melissa and Joe were like, oh, we might need to make up with
Mm-hmm.
this. In my opinion, either way, I think one of the two, they just needed to like test film
Yeah.
or completely start over. Like test film with different groups and figure out what's gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
or just completely start over. Because bring
Yeah.
Drita in, bring Karen in, Renee, something like
Well,
we can
Drita's
figure some other
moving to
stuff out.
Florida.
Oh, Drita,
She
don't do
she
me
said she
like
moving to
that.
Florida. Did you see the trailer for Real Housewives of Rhode Island?
Yeah, I watched it once and never again.
Same. I just
Yeah,
need to know why I was seeing Dolores in so many different fonts.
literally Helvetica,
I
Georgia,
I was
Comic
like,
Sans, mm-hmm.
I was like, what the
Times New
fuck?
Roman. Yeah.
And then the other thing, this is the other Bravo thing I forgot to bring up. On a panel, I guess they were talking about Melissa and Teresa and Joe making up, and Dolores got asked about it, and Dolores was like, "Let it be the last time because I don't want to hear about it. I don't want it on my show." I said, "Your show,"
Oh.
and based off the last season, I said, "So we're positioning Dolores as the lead of this show now."
Oh, interesting. And it's
Uh,
funny, y'all think Teresa gonna let that fly, but okay.
hmm I
Wow.
said, "Oh, okay."
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Any final thoughts on Real Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Housewives, House
Um,
Husbands, Mia?
I I know everything. Listen, there's a lot of mess going on right now. I love it. The last
Mm-hmm.
thought I'm gonna leave you on is that I truly do hope that Layla continues to test out black hairstylists for her because
Yeah.
we made a I will say we made a big
Mm-hmm.
jump forward. Big jump forward. We can go further though. I do
Mm-hmm.
want to say that we can go forward. We can do a little more.
Okay. I do. I had one more thing.
Yes.
Layla. When you said Layla, I was reminded of it.
Hmm.
Layla was doing press.
Yes.
Since Layla revealed to the world that she has never had an orgasm, she keeps getting asked if she's had one yet, which I do find that question to be extremely invasive,
Yeah.
right? But she answered it, and the answer is no.
Wow.
Not with, but she's had
Wow.
one with the vibrator, but not with her boyfriend, who she seems to be in love with,
That's Chase's brother, right?
Mason. Yeah.
Wow.
And she looks very happy, but
Yeah.
we need, like, what's going on?
At this point, I would like to make a public plea that Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone fly to Salt Lake City. Let's figure out. Let's just do some tests. Just make sure everything's okay. And then if that's the case, if everything is okay,
Hmm.
let's get you somebody better. Like if Ridiculous or Bolo is available, if they interested in going on some dates, let's figure some things out
Now,
because
you know damn well Layla would run the fuck
right,
away.
she ain't interested in none of that shit I'm talking about. So you
Okay.
right.
Please. But I do want them to stop asking her that. But yeah,
Yeah, that's weirdo behavior.
I was like, Layla, girl, really?
And you know what? I would almost think that because I feel like we're so used to people overcompensating in the media.
Mm-hmm.
I would almost expect her to be like, "Oh my God, I'm with Mason now," and it's just it's amazing every single time and all like this. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost surprised that she's being this honest still
Yeah, me
about
too.
not having it. And I wonder what he thinks about that. That should be
I
a story point for next season. I'd like to
that
know.
that was interesting to me. I said
Hmm.
because I don't know if like if me and Megan were on TV and she had told the world that she had never had an orgasm and then was like, "Have you yet?" And she was like, "No," but we were still together. I would feel some type of way about that. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm a woman.
Yeah,
I would be
yeah.
like, "Please don't
Like
tell
I know
anybody
you fucking
that."
lying, right? I know you lying. Because what if we break up? Now my stock all the way down.
Hello.
What we doing? Hello?
Hello. But
Now.
Kendrick, please tell the people where they can find you.
Of course, you can find me on any platform you listen to this podcast: Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart. I'm on all the places. I am the I Cannot podcast. That's I Cannot, Ken, not with Kendrick Tucker. Follow me on Instagram and Threads at with Kendrick Tucker. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And y'all already know where you can find me on YouTube, Who Asked Zell, on TikTok, Who Asked Zell, on Instagram, Who Asked Zell, and then Who Asked Me Podcast on
Yes.
Instagram as well. Don't forget to rate and review, and we will talk to y'all later.